Kenapa? Hah? Apa? Let's go, kita main, bro. Musuhin aja.
Watch out! Watch out! Help!
Tambah anjir, anjir.
Help!
Cok. Bodohnya anjir. Aduh. Aduh, guys. Aduh, guys.
Help!
Gede.
Don't give up. Your teammates can
Please
still
recall
you.
me.
Got it.
Please recall me. Got it.
Anjas. Anjas. Anjas.
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks.
Anjir, anjir. lihat-lihat ngapain dia, Cok? Jalan gitu nembak.
Help!
Please recall me.
Ting. Siap boy, Allah siap boy. Oi.
Watch out! Marked a location.
Terima kasih. Anjir. Oke. Ada yang ngendok di situ, goblok. Ini. turunin anjing, anjing.
Full of getting to know each other's. But right now, day number two, I bet they've watched the streams already. They've learned a little bit something from the tournament right now. And of course, we'll be going on to match number three, which is Erangel. And just a quick rewind, we did see Miramar with the victory of Tribe Aramasi. And of course, Rondo with non-shim Red Force making their debut in this tournament, getting 20 points for the first game. But yeah, match number three, Erangel, and that's pretty much, the standard default map that we have here in PUBG. Match number four will be Sandhawk, a little bit of a wild card just to spice things up. But yeah, basically everything else is like standard maps, Erangel, Miramar, and Erangel as well. So we're going to be looking forward to that. But before anything else, of course, we'll be going on to our first Erangel map, and hopefully we'll be seeing the flight path really soon because previous game we got surprised over there. But yeah, I think everyone's just settling into the lobby, and we're going to be flying the plane really soon.
Yes, match number 3. It's going to be the Wrangle, and it's not going to be long, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to head into the match. And actually, okay, the moment I say it, we are in the match. We are in our third match of the day. Halfway point coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Wrangle going from the military base all the way up to the road. In fact, Georgia Pool. I thought it was going from the top of the Rozok to the Severny, but no, it's going straight to the shooting range. At the very corner, somewhat a tilt to the veteran angles. Georgia Pool, hospitals, they're easily accessible. Even Yasna Poliana, I would say it's actually accessible for the teams. But Milta Power, Novoroknoy, and the Lipovka area, the mansion areas, they're not going to be accessible for the teams unless they find themselves a car, unless they find themselves vehicles, and then just drive away to their own separate locations. We have even seen Stalber being contested by the players, by some of these teams at one point in time. So even that's not accessible unless you have cars, and even if you try to glide your way up, you can only go so much so far to the last you can see the line near the Stolber area to that cart line.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard, especially with that flight path. So I guess these teams are gonna cut their losses. They're not gonna go ahead and go there. And actually, a lot of these teams is actually pretty 50-50 going west or east. And look at that, Circle's gonna close in on Sosnovka military base. Possibly in the Ferry Pier as well. Like, Primorsk is within the area farm, Pachinki even. But there's not much chance that it's gonna close in. I think the bigger chance is that it's gonna be a final game within Sosnovka military base. And I did see Alpha Gaming. They decided to go ahead and try to land over there in the area. It looks like DRS is
Oh,
gonna try for that
nice.
crossing already, and they have the vehicle to do so. XMPL, however, is left in the mainland. DRS is actually gonna go in and try to pick them up before they go ahead and rotate into the area, which is pretty good. They don't have resources yet, but rotating early is gonna give them an advantage. But speaking of early, this is an early game engagement. Already multiple people from the side of A1 are on the red, and it looks like R8 has the upper hand in this situation. They are going to be storming at this one player in A1 at the top. And what can they do at that point? Flash will get eliminated off. I don't think it's the end yet for A1. I mean, there were at least two players that are on the red. Needs that revive. Oh, it looks like Rowdy will be finished off as well. Wow, that's a DBS so early on. And yeah, I think they're going to be hunting down that last player from A1 before it's all over for their squad.
I mean, still, it's A1RG solo player that's still alive, and where he is situated at, that's the big
No,
question. But ouch! No, come on. I mean,
rude. Absolutely.
the amount of elimination that's happening and the amount of aggression that the players are showing that, okay, you're not coming at our territory.
No, just punch him to death. That was so rude. That was like there was a whole fist in the kill feed. That's crazy. They were like, "You're not even worth my bullets, man." But yeah, it's still not the end of A1. I don't know where their last player is. It's not. They're not within the vicinity. They're not within the compound near Severny. So I guess this is placement points, you know. But they are all the way up in Severny, and that circle is like 2,000 rather 2,000 meters away. That's all the way down south in Salzburg military base. So they have a long way to go, and they gotta get those vehicles. And speaking of vehicles, it looks like Team Secret will be doing that, and DRS is actually within the area as well. So whether or not they're gonna go and take this fight, if ever they get the information that DRS is over there, let's just wait and see. We are tuning into them in a mini map, but it looks like they're not going to be engaging just yet.
I mean, so far, yeah, we're not gonna see any kind of engagements that might occur. But, oh, do I see RA trying to find someone in that area? Nope, so far nobody's there. But let's see. Damar, Marth, 4 players, 4 eliminations to the name, and 3 players in a single car. Damar is the only guy that's away from the area. But DRS versus Secret, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Another fight ensuing at early stages towards the military base, south side of the military base. And we can see Secret facing a lot of casualties here. 2 cover crafts being created here. Terang gonna go into the have a then oh my god, it's gonna force the player of the DRS to self-grenade. No way this has happened. You're not gonna get the damage in the hovercraft. Remember this. And easily stealing that hovercraft, getting out of this place, and reviving GK on top of that. It's a great start for the players. Cyclone, easier, but a grenade comes into the way, and it's all over, ladies and gentlemen. Example now, looking out for the area. Getting those damage. Yep, there we have it. There we go. Another knockout, a confirmation in an instant. It's a 1v1, 1 versus 1 here. That's Killer YT. He's very far away from the proximity, so it's a UMP versus QBZ, and the QBZ does not win it out. Example finally gets knocked out, and Killer YT makes it a 1v1. Again, the player was trying to force his way into the area, but breaks. No way, Turang, in fact, it is that gonna get those elimination, but at the cost of 2 of his players. The rest of the teams, they're kind of gonna be into the stubborn area now.
Well, actually, that engagement could have gone either way. I actually didn't know who was gonna win at that point. I mean, at one point it was like, oh, I think DRS has this in the bag. Oh wait, Team Secret has this in the bag. And in the end, yeah, Team Secret managed to did get that wipe out. But DRS, they did hold on to dear life, and they even took 2 eliminations with them to the grave. But yeah, that's pretty much our first 7 minutes of the game. There's lots of exciting moments, but if we're gonna follow the typical pattern of this tournament, usually the early engagements will end. Towards the middle, it's gonna be quiet, and then towards the end, everything will happen in a few minutes. But 4 thrives, thriving, 0 eliminations, but there are teams nearby that's actually DRX nearby. I think they have information as well that they are over there, so you know what? It's a waiting game for 4 thrives and for everyone watching.
4 thrives right now at the corner of this map. In fact, yeah, they are at the corner of the map. That's the that's the thing. But Nongshim Red Force, I'm seeing Beanie I'm seeing in the backlines Alpha Gaming, Beanie's location that is potentially revealed. Oh, the crossbow, the explosive bow. It's now making its entry here, but he's trying his level best to get some connectivities. But Beanie finally is gonna get out of this area. Instantly, he's gonna get a lot of shots. One more bullet, and it's gonna be over. But East is also gonna receive some damage. He's gonna be forced to get back into the compound, and slowly, steadily, you can see Alpha Gaming, Nongshim's Red 4. Each other and going back to where they came from.
No, Shim Red Force unfortunately got 0 points in the previous game, so they have to get this game in the bag, and they managed to finally get the resources that they need, and they didn't get picked off early on, so they have a fighting chance right now. They did really well in Rondo. They proved themselves with the first winner chicken dinner, and so with that, let's see how they'll fare right now. But it looks like one of their players did get picked off by Alpha Gaming, and Alpha Gaming also spotted 4 Thrives, so they're kind of multitasking right now. And Alpha Gaming versus Nongshim Red Force, 1 versus 1, it will be TZ'd off, will be going down. East is going ahead and getting that finisher off, just to make sure that they won't get that revive in the bag, and otherwise, Nongshim also getting their revenge. XCY put some bullets in, but in the end, they do have to heal themselves up. Almost got it. Molotov knocking Beanie down, and that's also a finisher on their side. Doxy is very low on health. I think they're in trouble as well. East side of this house, and in the staircase, Doxy goes down, and that's a finisher. I think NS is down to 1 last player.
Come on, Refus. You can do it. He's constantly using this crossbow. Oh my god. With 20 more bows, in fact, arrows to accumulate. Let's see what's going to happen. Zeolazia. He's making his entry into the overalls and the MVP's race as well. With 17 eliminations so far, 26-68 the damage, 9 assists, average survival of almost 20 minutes. Tribero Messi's on our screen as well. You can see Rig healing himself in the front line. There's going to be Hora Esports, the players that are already somewhat knocked down. Hora Esports' No Fear is on the left side of the proximity, but from the mountaintop, we can see Sleepy making his entry. And right with this, you can see what's happening as Team Tribero Messi is left with just the 1 player. Drakes. 5 grenades is all it's going to take, but 1 grenade is going to come in. It's definitely could have done the damage, could have done the deed, but player still manages to survive. Drakes now leaving the different angles, different parties, different fights happening. A Molotov! 2 Molotovs, and it's over. Tribero Messi out of the match.
Oh man, it was the Molotov that finished him. Oh gosh, Romeo boy, what's their plan? With that gun, the Molotovs come in. I think Yarina, was that Yarina? There was another squad also nearby. Yangon Galacticos rather. They're gonna come in and try to terrorize this place. E-Arena is having a really hard time. They're all on the red, and I think that's actually the elimination, the complete elimination of E-Arena by the hands of Yangon Galacticos. And so with that, YG does walk away with all 4 eliminations on their side, and just taking a look at the statistics right now. R8 sitting with 5. That goes the same with Team Secret as well. YG with 4. And Alpha Gaming with 4 as well. Hora with 4. I think that was like a little bit off screen, or did we watch it? I'm not sure. 4T with 4 as well. And we're actually seeing a lot of teams. They're filing into Sosnovka military base. So here we go. It looks like Alpha Gaming referee. Oh gosh, they got shot at. Jaiki. And there we have it. I think Jaiki's in trouble, but Refuse also gets spotted. And so, let's see what's gonna happen. DRX coming in inside of this house. 4 Thrives trying to see if they can make an entry. Oh my gosh, Palak takes a lot of damage. That's absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Oh my god, I love it. I love how he's like, okay, I'm gonna move out of this area in the last second, but even that's not gonna work. But there we go, Naki has been eliminated. IQ being the very and only final hope for the team from this point onward. Everything is riding on this guy's shoulder. He's gonna make the moves, and if it does not work, ooh, if fourth arrives, they're gonna fall too much into the overall ranking down below. At 8, Hura Esports, the fight's happening again. Alpha Gaming, Kino Tarupa, and please, a car elimination, Nope, it's not a car elimination, but Alpha Gaming, they're also coming in for that aggressive stance, trying to find out the players, but he wants to get the player on top of his buggy and just want to skedaddle out of there, but it's not going to happen. There's still a lot of factors. You have to slow down your buggy, you have to wait for the players to like get on top, then move away. So with this short amount of time, you're not going to have enough time to do that, but look at this, Nomshing's Red Force, getting some damage, splash damage to their names as well. No Fiora in the meanwhile versus Odd 8, as Odd 8 has potentially left a Jiggle to the last man, but oh my god, Jiggle, Damon was taken down in R8. The way that they were aggressing with this confidence, the confidence has been completely broken off.
Absolutely. And oh my gosh, Jiggle Horror, this is not a good place to be, especially since you're in the blue zone and you're pretty much, you know what, once No Fear gets kicked out of this place, he's definitely, you know, gonna be alone. But I don't know if they can get this revive in the bag. I mean, they just gave away their location. Yep, there we have it. Prestige finally puts the last nail in the coffin for Hora. They'll be saying goodbye with 6 eliminations in the bag.
That's only 6 eliminations more, ladies and gentlemen. And top 9 teams it is. Top 9 teams, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing that's going on. You can see it's such a chaos that's going on, even in the Wrangle match. Bigatron, Kyurine, let's see, barely surviving. Oh my goodness. Bigatron, the team that has 83 points, they're on the top of the table. They are somewhat, for the past 2 matches, that not been getting enough points, decent number of points. But right here, Kyurine, not Kyurine, but Optimus, been taken down, and Alpha Gaming is also closing in into the area to take those fights.
Yeah, and Alpha Gaming is on a roll. They are having 5 points already, and they did so well in Miramar as well. And right now, BTR still 1 elimination in their side. Let's see if they can take this fight against Alpha Gaming East. Coming in with the push. Cat is in trouble. Ken is down. And needs a revive. Kyurine and Bumblebee still alive. Kyurine hiding behind this place. Bumblebee is surrounded by Alpha Gaming. This is not a good look for them. Refuse playing with his food. 1 versus 1. I think this is practically a 3 versus 1. Bumblebee did not stand a chance. And with that, BTR unfortunately gets eliminated off by the hands of Alpha Gaming.
Oh my god, top 8 it is. It's going so good to the fact that we are seeing a lot of aggressions going around, right? By all of these players. Marnet Boy, you can see him close to IQ. He's taking some shots on IQ, but oh, the potential location change of IQ is definitely going to save him for a tad bit longer bit of time. But I think IQ, his location, he's finally been spotted. There we go. He's behind those staircases. He's going to move. His location is revealed. The tap fires the shots. It's definitely going to come on the feed. There we go. IQ finally out of the match. And with this, it's potentially all over at this point. But yes, there's still the fact Alpha Gaming, Zeol versus R8. That's going not getting those knocks. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I really thought they had him. And with that, Molotov's coming in, probably gonna help. And I think they're gonna make for the push. Zyle's gonna, not Zyle, East is gonna go ahead and get that push. Marth gets taken down by Zyle. And I think there's 1 person left in R8 that's still alive. There's Prestige. almost full health. DBS in hand. East is taking a lot of damage, but they do have backup inside of this building. And so R8 running around trying to dodge all of these bullets, and there's so little visibility. And I think there's a lot of explosions coming up, and somewhere out there, oh my gosh, Refuse gets that friendly fire. Prestige takes him down. East as well gets him finished off. Oh my gosh, after all that, Zyle is the only one left in APG. Alpha Gaming, they had a good run. They have 9 eliminations, but they've been knocked down their throne by R8.
Oh my god, you can see the potential threat that's going on. Alpha Gaming so far going forward, and Zeol finally gets the nail in the coffin. RBS, it's over. R8 out of the game, out of the match. Top 6, ladies and gentlemen, and it's only been 18, 19 minutes. We have DRX, full squad. Aside from them, whether it's Bluz, Kinotrope, Yangon, Team Secret, or Alpha Gaming, they're 3-3-2-2 or 1 player alive. This is absolutely crazy at this point. It's going very, very crazy on what's happening over here. And as you can see here, even the circle taking the shift all the way to the open area field.
And it's like the airdrop is like right dead in the center as well. It's just saying like, come here, I dare you to loot me. But of course, DRX is still alive, still kicking. And I believe Zyle is the only one left in Alpha Gaming. And it's not gonna stop him from trying to take this fight, this engagement with DRX, a full squad. And Zyle says, well, I don't care. I'm gonna get as much elimination points as I can at this rate. And DRX, they need to step up. They only have 2 eliminations so far, but they do have Gyro in their crosshairs trying to throw the throw ball. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be connecting, not gonna be taking damage. Wakai also there up in the high ground. Think they're gonna go for the push. Oh, that's a lot of damage taken, and one more good hit, and Wokai might be saying goodbye. Oh my gosh, they don't have their guns out, but still in the end, yeah, gets that connection, gets that kill. Amazing.
I love it. The amount of aggression that has happened here, it's straight phenomenal, no matter how you look at it. But so far, it is Zeol all alone, and elimination to the Alpha Gaming. That's the big thing. That's the big thing about all of this area, is the fact that we have 10 elimination for the Alpha Gaming. But down to the very last guy, that's going to be a difficult position for this person, in fact, at this point. So whatever he's doing, he has to be very careful on how he's going to play it out, if he wants to play it out safe or wants to like play it out on the aggressive side. So these crucial factors is going to like affect whether his team is going to like stay into the top 3, top 2, top 1, or they're going to get early on eliminated. So far, it is Kinotro, we can see, near the Yangon Galacticos. Not that close that the fight can actually occur like within the blink of an eye, but still, we can safely deduce that yes, they are kind of close.
Yeah, definitely close. And all we have to do is kind of wait. Because we are stage 6 in the circle, yet not much is happening. I think we're moving on to stalemate once again. They're all just having, a quiet time despite it being 21, almost 22 minutes into the game. So, Alpha Gaming, 1 player, Team Secret, 1 player. YG, 3 players, DRX 4, and Kinotrope with 3. And unfortunately, Kinotrope is sitting with 0 elimination so far. Mernat Boy, I think they're gonna be throwing the warning grenade. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be taking hitting anyone just yet. So, Zyle still alive despite being the only one, and Ballsy trying to go out into the open. Oh, all the while, Team Secret actually got picked off just then. So we're down to our top 4 teams with 11 players still standing, and Zyle doing their best to try to get as much kills as possible before, eventually I actually, there's a chance maybe he'll get the winner chicken dinner. Let's see.
Oh yeah. We do have to see out of these top 4 teams who's going to get the winner with a chicken dinner so far. Zeol slowly pushing forward. DRX is right into the proximity next to that mountain ranges. There's a lot of smokes going around. One small mistake and Alpha Gaming is going to be taken down from Yangon on a different angle. Another one on a different angle. But we do have to see what's going to happen at this point. Zeol is here. You can see him slowly, steadily. Let's see what's going to happen. Zeol, there we go. APG, but he's finally gonna push forward. He's finally gonna go and let's see. Oh, wait a second. Never mind. I was like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna get out of the car. That's what's gonna happen. But Yangon Galacticos, neither them nor DX is so far gonna look at these guys. DRX, in fact, is gonna look at this guy. There's gonna be a lot more smokes. He still has like a decent number of smokes left. In fact, no smokes. 6 grenade, 2 molotovs, and a single flash grenade.
I was so confused. I was like, oh, he's gonna give this like level 100 brain activity, but yeah, I mean, he's still alive, so whatever he's doing is, working out. And we're looking at Kinotrope Gaming right now. Mark got picked off really early on, so it's just these 3 now. And unfortunately, they didn't find the eliminations that they need. And YG still up and kicking. They have 3 players in, but nobody is taking this engagement. So you know what they say? The blue zone is like, yep, I'm gonna force you guys to come in. And that circle's unforgiving. It doesn't favor Kinotrope. It does not favor YG, but whoever will go ahead and reposition themselves first, they're gonna get it. But Zyle, oh my gosh, Zyle says goodbye. And now we're down to 3 teams and 10 players. DRX, YG, and Kinotrope still up in the running.
Oh yeah. It's these 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. 4 man alive for the DRX, 5 eliminations to their name, 5 eliminations for the Yangon as a 3-man unit, and Yangon slowly and steadily pushing forward. But Nia's grenade is actually going to make sure the Yangon Galacticos is going to suffer. A second grenade goes over, and a player Nia gets, in fact, the Yangon Galacticos' player gets finished off. That's 2 now remaining for the rest of the party. Kinotrope, Tam R4 using the sprays, the compound, to try and get those connectivities down upon on the DRX's flare, but the rest of the Kinotrope, they also want to push forward to the Yangon Galacticos. Romeo boys behind this rock. There's Master Smile in the front lines. The car comes close, finds the player, goes back together towards this team member, but they need to enter the circle. That's the thing. DRX, they have the circle. They have the complete control of this top position of the circle, the northern angle, the western angle, whether it's like the mountain range top or the open area fields. They have the complete control of that. Yangon, they can only like come close with the smokes and the clouds that they're going to disperse upon against the teams. Tamar is also cooking the grenade against the Yangon Galacticos, so those wrong moves that can potentially harm you, you have to be very careful and very precise on what you're going to do, because if you're not careful of this particular location on how you want to push forward and move forward, survive in this area, it's an instant knock and an instant obliteration.
Yeah, and the fact that it's such an open field makes everyone nervous because it's gonna be a bit hard. But Tam R takes out Master Smile from YG. And now it's just one last play. Romeo boy, Romeo, where art thou? And he gets 1 knock. And that's a whole standoff in Indy. And he actually managed to wipe out Kinotrope. YG, Romeo boy, the last player standing on their team. Oh my gosh, but did not stand a chance from all 4 players from DRX. Whoa, is that 18 eliminations? That's absolutely insane. DRX, winner, chicken dinner. Lots of points coming in to this team.
Oh yeah, lots of eliminations coming to this team. DRX just amazingly getting all those eliminations for themselves. But yes, there's a lot more factors that are going around that after this, where Bigatron is going to reside. DRX, they were in the top 4, top 5 placement. With this win of a chicken dinner, they're going to be super close to the Yangon Galacticos, and the chances are they might actually overtake them if they're not careful. If Yangon is not like really careful of all the chances, all the opportunities that they had at this point. It's not gonna work anymore. You have to make sure that from this point onward, whatever you are doing, whichever action that you're taking against the players, it's in your favor. You're losing the players, you need to get at least 4 to 5 eliminations after that first initial elimination to your name. That's how you're gonna survive.
Absolutely, and I'm really nervous actually for BTR in the overall rankings. I mean, the RX, I believe they were already sitting at number 2, but there was like maybe perhaps around 20 points gap between the two. And well, we saw a while ago DRX did get a lot of points, so there's a possibility maybe they're just like almost catching up, or maybe there's like a whole overthrowing of the top 1 point. But that's something that we'll be seeing later on. And definitely for those watching BTR, we all know that Bigatron will have to step up later on in the next few maps to come. Yep, there we have it. DRX is still at number 2. BTR hasn't gotten overtaken yet, so that's okay. And they have 8 eliminations and damage dealt 1,362. Distance traveled 33.8 kilometers and 24 throws used. Individual stats coming in: 3 for QXZZZ, Nia with 3, Big Mama with 2, Big Papa with 0. But taking a look at the damage, 501 for QXZZZ, 329 for Nia, Big Mama with 398, Big Papa with 134. I believe Big Papa got picked off quite early, and so that's why the stats look like that. But yeah, congratulations once again for DRX climbing. I mean, they were top 2, but then they're gonna be contesting for that number 1 later on.
The number 1 contestation, that's the one thing that everybody has to be careful of on what they're going to do. But we have the match summary, ladies and gentlemen. 58 elimination, 9 grenade eliminations, 2 airdrops, 8,314 is the healing, with vehicle elimination going to the number of 0 this time around. We did see the vehicle elimination almost happening, but the player was like, okay, nope, I'm not going to do that. 4 Thrives IQ. He has the longest elimination distance with 308 meters of that damage and the elimination done to his name.
And the MVP of the match will be East from Alpha Gaming with 4 eliminations, 885 however damage, longest elimination of 19, and survival time of 17 minutes and 7 seconds. And you know what? Alpha Gaming, they had a good run in this game, and well, East alone did 885 damage, and well, that's actually quite amazing. And this is the damage graph. DRX, 8 eliminations, 1,362 damage, and unfortunately, Alpha Gaming does beat them in terms of both eliminations and of damage. Coming in, yeah, young YG will have 7 eliminations and 1,012 damage rather, and you can see the rest of the teams decent amount of damage as well. So you know what? It was pretty fun. This was our first Erangel map for day number 2. And of course, not much surprises, but definitely these teams, they've been doing their best.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It is the match leaderboard right now, ladies and gentlemen. DRX with 18 total points, getting those elimination numbers. 8 eliminations, 18 total points, 14 for the Alpha Gaming. Yangon with 13, going around. Then R8 with 12, Team Secret with 8, 6 for Kinetro, 6 for 4 Thrive, 6 for Hora, 3 for Bluzz, 2 for DRS alongside of BTR, but Tribe Messi, NS, VPE, Arena, and A1RG with those donuts with not even a single point to their name. This is not looking good for these guys. straight up going right now into this proximity. So they have to be really precise into the next matches, because we are officially done with the halfway point. We're officially done with the PMTG Nepal Pro Season number 2's half complete games. Yeah, 9 out of 18 games are concluded, ladies and gentlemen. Overall leaderboard, it is BTR 85, DRX with this winner chicken dinner 83, 68 for the Alpha Gaming, Team Secret 65, 58 for AST, Hora 57, 57 for the Yangon, 55 for Arena, DRS with 47 alongside of DK, 40 points. Bluz 40 for Thrice, 40, 39 for A1RG, R8, 37, 34 for Kinnertro, Vampire 31, and 20 for Nomshing's Red Force.
And this is where it gets interesting, because DRX is 2 points shy from contesting that ranked number 1 from BTR. And of course, number 3 and number 4, that's APG and Team Secret. They're also 3 points away from each other. So it's going to be 1 versus 2 and then 3 versus 4. So very little gap in points, and it's definitely going to be an interesting next few matches. And then, I mean, day number 2, we're gonna have 3 more matches, and the next one will be a wild card. It will be Sandhawk, and if you ask any of the players, they absolutely don't like the chaos that Sandhawk brings, but I do, because there are a lot of teams would suddenly shine all of a sudden because of all the uncertainties in the map. And of course, we'll be witnessing that later on, but for now, we will be taking a short break. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
The highly anticipated addition to the Mummy series outfits is here. Paired with the new Ice Tomb Glider, the Polar Spectrophage set is just what you need to freeze your enemies. Or send them ablaze with the Inferno Fiend set's new upgradable Chain Inferno Uzi. All the Mummy outfits are back. Get them all. Join now and collect the whole series to turn all eyes on the battleground. Event period, July 10th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025.
Cybertron's future is near. which reignites my spark. We'll crowd a new load of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Come check out WoW version 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the PUBG Mobile Training Ground and Nepal Pro Season number 2. This was our halfway vantage point in this whole tournament, and now from this point onward, the teams have to think of something new. From this point onward, teams have to choose a different strategy. But with you guys today, again, after even the halfway point, it's me, Torix, and with me, it is still Annie, for all of your entertainment, for all of the casting that we're going to do for the rest of the 3 matches today and tomorrow as well. But Annie, Erangel was so good, and now, as you have said, it's going to be a bonus map. It's going to be a very unorthodox map where anything can happen. Sandhawk.
Yeah, and with that, I actually don't have any predictions because it can go any way. So there could be a surprise team that would all of a sudden rack up so many points, maybe 20 points or more. Or maybe it'll be like an expected team, or maybe it's just going to be like, I don't know, anything goes basically for Sandhawk. And I know the players know this as well. So with that, you know what? Let's just kick back and watch, because Sandhawk, it's just going to be a little bit spice for today. It's going to be the wild card, and a lot of things can happen. And if we look at the overall leaderboards, just a while ago, there's a lot of teams that we're kind of worried about because they've been falling off for a few maps. Then, like Hora, EA, as well as BTR, especially since BTR is about to be overtaken by DRX. And with that, you know what? Let's hope that there's going to be improvement. And for the teams that are doing really well, especially DRX rising up to beat BTR, let's see if they can give that consistency later on.
I mean, the consistency is what's going to matter the most at this point. If you don't have a consistency, it's going to be really difficult for you to accumulate and accommodate some of the decent number of points that you have to get for yourself. But yes, the situation is really good. At least for some of the teams, they did really good in this match. They definitely did a lot of good performance, decent number of performance that we witnessed out. But one thing, Annie, that I am looking right now and to the fact is that all of these gameplays that the teams are doing, that's where the diversity is going to happen. These 3 matches, the next one, it's either going to be very intense, very aggressive, or they're actually going to be a very, very slow map. So because the teams are actually like after the halfway point, they usually tend to go for a safer side approach. But when Miramar is done, now it's time for the Sandhawk, the one and only Sandhawk that's going to be played up. Yes, the Sandhawk might go for the aggressive, but after Sandhawk, that's what I mean. That's when the teams are going to go for like a slow pace start.
Yeah, and if we're gonna follow the pattern, however, it's always like a lot of early game engagements on the start of the map. But Sandhawk, once again, anything goes. But then again, these teams, we've actually seen how they play out. They love playing it safe, and usually these games drag out to more than the 25-minute mark. So that's something that we're gonna be expecting. For the previous Sandhawk map, of course, there were lots of surprises. There were lots of unexpected teams popping up and also falling off as well. So, you know what? So once again, Sandhawk, it's something to expect, basically, the unexpected. So with that, I think we're going to be going on to the flight, going into Sandhawk later on. And of course, match number 5, match number 6 is going to be like typical Miramar and Erangel. So for now, we're going to be enjoying our wildcard map. That would be Sandhawk later on.
Sandhawk, it will be, ladies and gentlemen. And in a short while, you will definitely see that how the plane line is going to go, how the trajectory will affect some of the players, some of the teams. But at the same time, it's Sandhawk. It's always that one thing you know for sure, you know for a fact that's going to bring out the best of it. And that's early fights. And those are some drop clashes alongside of the third parties and the snaky plays. These 3 to 4 congested factors do come into the play. So we will do have to see what kind of a play style is this going to be. Are we going to see boot camp? Are we going to see paradise being contested? Oh, it's going to be like no areas, no known areas for that long to be contested upon by the teams. Because if it is, I would really love that. I would really love the fact that there's a lot of places where the teams might not go for those aggressive approaches. Sandhawk being on a somewhat safer angle. And slowly, when we see like the stage number 3, stage number 4 occurring, so when the aggression starts to happen, then we see the Sandhawk being on its very edge, very toe, where everybody's actually shooting at another team, shooting at another player, and absolutely decimating and destroying the lobby.
Yeah, and with Sanhok being such a small map, we're really hoping for all of that or great aggression rather later on, and that will be happening really, really soon. Once again, Sanhok. Well, you know what? We can only dream that everyone will basically just agree to drop in Paradise Resort or something, and then go out all out in there. But of course, we're gonna be seeing them dropping off to their different locations really soon. I believe I don't know why I remember this, but yesterday there was like a cluster of players coming in around south. I think there was a town above camp. I believe it was Alpha or something. There were early game engagements left and right, and yeah, that's to be expected since we're playing with 16 different teams, and that's 64 whole players trying to find their own
Yeah.
place in a 4x4 map. So you know what? It's absolutely crazy. So you know what? We'll just have to hope that your favorite teams will survive long enough to rack up enough points and maybe even get the winner chicken dinner. And of course, you know what? I'll give like a little bit of consistency for the size of the teams that are doing really well already. And it looks like that's a pretty map. It's PMGC 2025, the red plane. Gonna come
Oh,
in
yeah.
to Sandhawk really close.
That is the 2024 BMGC finish, ladies and gentlemen. A very decent plane whatsoever, but the plane line, it's also very decent. Going from Camp Bravo all the way down, you can see towards the Shami region. Still, Alpha Island, Boot Camp, Paradise, even Cow is accessible. Somewhat, yeah, the Hatten area might not be accessible for the team, so they have to glide and maybe move like cars or something, or even on foot. But yes, aside from that, we have to know the fights that may occur at this point, how the fights may occur, because Paradise Resort, that I can see. A placement where there's definitely a cluster forming up, 2 different teams going around, Vampire and Bigatron. You can see them close to the area, as well as I think that's Alpha Gaming with A1RG. Yeah, that's Sinister all alone in Pinon.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. And the storms all the way in the southwestern part as well. I don't know where everyone else is in A1RG. Oh, Flash is right near a DRS. So I think they're just kind of scouting about. It's a very interesting strategy. But over here, it looks like Nonchim, Red Force, and Vampire Esports landed in the ruins in the same area. And so this is going to be really interesting. But despite that, R8 and YG, they probably met each other as well. APG and A1 Sinister gets shot down, gets finished off, and Saycloud also gets finished off. Wow. And with a snap of your finger, there are 2 players down. And it looks like A1RG actually just dropped with like 3 players. So I was looking for an A1RG player that didn't exist. So it was them, all 3. They're going for the split push, and unfortunately, they lost Sinister along the way.
Oh yeah, they definitely lost Sinister along the way, but Sinister has a tendency of calling out his teammates when these kind of situations happen. So there's definitely going to be more fights that you can expect for sure. Vampire Esports versus Namching's Red Force. So far on our screen, Eldara's just chilling and waiting for the opportunity that can present itself towards this guy, XZY. He's here with being on the very top of this runic area. Even RG flashes, gets taken down. You can see the Paradise Resort contested. The fight starting to happen as Prestige comes into the play. He gets a knockdown. He doesn't get the finisher done, but Yangon Galacticos, Master Smile from the backline. He's also pushing. Romeo Boy from the clothesline vicinity. He's also pushing. There's Team Secret into the backside as a third party that can they can ensue actually here. That's where the diversity is going to happen, as Prestige right now is a solo player remaining for all of the players, the teams. He's the only hope, and the players, the team, the rest of his players actually, they got finished off. So it's all up to Prestige with this two grenade in hand. It's up to him to mark that victory for the team, but Namching's Red Force, you can see them finally pushing forward against Vampire. Vampire also retaliating back. It's a back and forth going around. The grenade is going to go, but no. Prestige, your grenade is going to bounce off back to your location from the backside. There's another one coming around. Vampire Esports, in the midst of all of this chaos, 3 different angle fights. They're the first one to be left alone, leave alone from this lobby. Then we have R8, been also taken out of the game. Or elimination to the Yangon, but 3 men still alive. Mernet Boy gets taken down. It's 2 now. Master Smile and Romeo Boy.
Oh my gosh, Yangon Galacticos didn't even get the chance to get a breather when Team Secret's gonna come in, close in, and sweep the floor, get those stray engagement. Oh my gosh, Romeo Bow did not stand a chance with the 4-man push. The Team Secret waltzed in on them and go ahead and get all those eliminations in the bag. And so with that, we're watching the leaderboards, and as it looks like they managed to revive everyone, and now they are up on the leaderboards with 4 points, and they still have their 4-man team. And so Team Secret also there manages to get 3. Blues up there with Tamang all alone, although they are a 4-man team. I think there's like some sort of scouting that's happened for your team. And Force Lives is not doing anything about it just yet. They're trying to get more information and, waiting for the right moment to strike. All the Wild Tribe Eremacy is also here. And it looks like they spotted E Arena and they're getting a lot of points. I mean, that's just 1 elimination on their side for Rig.
I mean, Arena, things are not looking good for you. You have to step up. You still have 0 elimination in this game and already lost one of your players. Talking about the DRS so far, 2 eliminations to these guys' name and close to the proximity of Namching's Red Force. Okay, Vinny is in the compound. 2 of the players of the team, DRS, Cyclone, finally breaking the door, making sure that, okay, the player is inside. The footsteps, the shots, they have heard it. Now it's time to push. Now it's time to go inside. Eerie Nancy versus Tribero Messi. It's also happening as Yetauta pushes forward, gets a Bini out of the proximity. The backlines, you can see the rest of the teams, they're ready to take that action. They're ready to take that revenge and avenge their own team members. Arena, I want to see them as well, but Example first. Coming up with those beautiful connections, getting a knockdown and instantly changing it into a confirmation.
DRS walking smugly away with 4 eliminations in the bag as well. And so with that was Sandhawk 6 minutes in and 43 players left after all that chaos. And so, you know what? That circle is just gonna force everyone to go nearby each other. And, it's not so bad with the stage 1. But, yeah, there's still 43 players, 13 teams, still a lot of time to go before anything serious is gonna happen. And just taking a look at the leaderboards, we did lose YG, we did lose R8, and we did lose VPE. There's still chances for the teams that are still alive and still have a lot of players in their roster. And speaking of which, Blues official, they did find EA, and unfortunately EA is already in so much trouble. They already lost two players and they got spotted by Blues as well. It's just, you know what, unfortunate events, a series of unfortunate events for the side of E Arena.
I mean, yeah, it's a series of unfortunate events that's been going on, but I kind of want to see Irina like trying to retaliate back from this fight. Aside from the fact that they're going for a complete safer side approaches, no, I want to see some aggressive stances for them. But even RG, they're the second team, in fact, a fourth team to get eliminated from this match, but without zero elimination number to their name. No point whatsoever, at least in this match. Now, BTR, Alpha Gaming, DRX now. In fact, against Hora, that has occurred. Big Mama, Big Papa, both family members are down. Nia and QXZZZ. It's the only these two players that are surviving, and they have to think of something to do because DRX, the last match of winner last two players that they are.
And well, amazing stats coming in for these players. Oh, Sky Hora finds Big Mama from DRX. Let's see how that goes for them. It looks like DRX is down to two players as still, and Hora, two eliminations on their side so far. Let's see if they can find the rest of the players from DRX. Love the camera work from Sleepy over here. Definitely not sleepy anymore after that. Wait a minute. I think I saw friendly fire, but of course, yeah, we're watching Blues official. Wow, Gyro was holding on to like a sliver of health, but in the end, they're gonna get taken out. That goes the same with Walkai as well. I think Axie is gonna skedaddle out of there. The last person standing on their team. Oh no, he's definitely not giving up without a fight. Finds KN, tries to sweep the floor. Finale goes to the car, gives away their location. Sprays coming in, but unfortunately, it's not gonna deal damage. Optimus from Bigatron by Vitality. They spot a player from DRX once again. Kyurine actually puts the knock on their side. I don't know if it's gonna be elimination, but yeah, they do have two right now. So Axie also, unfortunately, the last person standing. Let's see if they'll survive the onslaught that's gonna happen if ever E Arena spots him.
I mean, at this point, with the top 12 remaining, Bloods, you have to do something. Arena is in the proximity, and I think they heard me. I was like, okay, you guys need to go onto the aggressive stances, and that's what they're doing. So far, we're talking about Secret on the hashtag number 4. After the past few matches, the day number 1 and 3 matches that they played into even today, after match number 3, past day 2, it is 44 total elimination with 3 grenade elimination, 8,906 damage, and fraggers per match is 5.25. That's a very big KD ratio to the team. But Blood's official finally been taken out by E Arena. That's the second one that they're gonna receive, second elimination that they are going to have now. With a lot less teams and a lot more circle into the water, I want to see where the next circle is, and it's still 50% now in the water. Oh my god, not even 50, I'd say 60 to 70%, because there's also a river flowing through between the Hotten area and the main island. No way, you only have like 25 to 35% of the land area for yourself, and you have to make sure that you're not only into a safer angle, but you're also holding down against all of these 11 total teams.
Man, the circle thinks they're funny, but yeah, Team Secret going in with those sprays. Jiggle Horror running for their lives as well. Let's see how that works out for them. But DRS, Yeta Uta, very low on health, still manages to get Palak from 4th Rives, gets that finisher as well, and that's another elimination on their side, but it's not over just yet. Team Secret gonna close in on Jiggle Horror. Jiggle Horror still alive and kicking, gets a 1 versus 1. Zeros actually falls on their side, but Jiggle Horror is very low on health. If that grenade finishes them off, yep, it's a downer, and all Trang has to do is basically put it up, you know what, just end Jiggle Horror right now, but doesn't seem to be happening. Zeros is a very low on health, so they have to get that revive. Yep, Okay, but they are in the blue zone, so I don't know if they'll make it. But let's just see what happens. Horrors definitely. I don't know if they can get that revive in the bag, but I don't know if I think that's not gonna happen anymore. It's not gonna be possible. And of course, the RS and Four Thrives. Looks like Four Thrives. They are up with three people, but and the two other players are nowhere to be seen. Okay, I find them now. Noki getting those sprays on. One down on the side of the RS. Killer Whitey very low on health, and Yeta Uta needs that revive.
Oh, he definitely needs that revive as soon as possible. DRS, come on. You can do this. You can get back to the 4-man, take the fight against the 4 Thrives. And IQ right now, I see a grenade in the hand of IQ. Is he going to throw it up onto where the player's example location is not revealed? He's going to take down T24 by surprise. It's a knock, it's a confirmation, and T24 losing his life right there. And then 4 Thrives down to the last two, Naki and IQ. So it's up to these two players to do something, and I can see already Naki in the water for some reason. He's in the water, chilling, just chilling out. Cyclone, he's also slowly, steadily pushing forward. Let's see what's gonna happen for Rallis. On the other hand, you can see him. What's gonna happen, how they are going to approach the situation is the question. As you see, Bigatron by Vitality so far for Rallis. Taking a peek, shooting down Team Secrets' player, not one but two! Amazing job, and BTR with the 2 elimination to their name now. The rest of the 2 players from the Team Secret, they finally made a retaliation. They did got a knockdown on Kurin, but it's all going to be in a win because I do believe so. Kurin is finally going to get that revive, and Secret is absolutely not going to do anything about it.
Definitely. Was that a horse? That was so poetic for GK, but unfortunately, he's not gonna save him from Team Secret. That's a good shot. I mean, no, not Team Secret. Bigatron by Vitality. Well, JK, I think that's the end, and that elimination will be going on to the side of Optimus. By the way, Bigatron by Vitality doing quite well, already up by 4 eliminations, but still, it's not gonna be enough if they want to go ahead and pass DRX. Then again, DRX still in the game, but 0 eliminations. Let's see what's gonna happen between these top 1 and 2 teams. Optimus getting another on their side. Now they're up by 5 eliminations.
I mean, right now it's still top 10. There's still the chance that, okay, anything is possible, but AVG gets eliminated. 2 elimination that they had, but now they're down to the out of the match. In fact, not even. Cyclone is here, slowly pushing forward to the 4 Thrives. IQ, Naki, these 2 guys. We do have to see what's gonna happen. Who is going to be saved up and who is going to get eliminated? It's a big thing so far. But we have Kinotro versus E-Arena, and as E-Arena gets eliminated, finally from this point onward, at least 1 single individual placement point will be given to the team who gets eliminated.
Absolutely. And so, you know what? Let's just watch out because the 4 Thrives and DRS, they're kind of just in the same area. But despite that, I feel like we've been watching these 2 teams for quite a while now, maybe 5 or 10 minutes already, and they're still not going on engagement. But all the while, some other place in the map, Team Secret versus BTR. Looks like Team Secret will be going down, however, and BTR happily with a full squad still. They just need some revives, but they're sitting on 7 eliminations already. So that's a good comeback. And this is Sandhawk, ladies and gentlemen. So they managed to get a lot of points on this map. And so we're looking at Kent right now. They just need to revive a Federalis and they'll be good to go. And so they're back in the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, it is top 7, ladies and gentlemen. DRS, Kinotro, BTR, every single one of them has 777 elimination, but BTR, DRS, the only 2 teams with the full-man squad. Kinotro is kind of contesting against Team Tribal Messi in terms of the manpower as a trio. Hora Esports, they have a solo, and 4 thrives in the midst of all of this. Has a duo to their arsenal. 18 total players out of 7 total teams. There's solo, there's duos, there's trios, there's squads going around. Hora Esports, we have our eyes set up on these guys. Sky Hora not moving, but BTR versus Tribero Messi. There we go. The fight has occurred. BTR has 2 of their players down, where Tribero Messi has just 1. So it's a 2-to-1 trade-off going around in the favor of in fact, Tribero Messi so far. But I want to see BTR, what they're going to do from this point onward, as they're also throwing the grenades on the Rig's side. Rig only has 1 more grenade. That's the only grenade that this guy is going to have. He's going to throw it up. Nobody's going to get any kind of connection. Now, finally, he's going to go forward. In the meanwhile, I do believe so. The players will definitely get that revive. At least one of them. Yes, there we go. One player got the revive. The DBS is getting those connections. The Hora Sports guy manages to take down Kinotropes. Tamar, oh my god, damn. R gets knocked down. Rig gets taken down. And Tribero Messi, Giante, the solo guy. Now it's all up to him. It's all residing up to him, as DRX is also taking the fight in the water. You can see in the minimap, there's a water and there's a Nia in the water as well.
Dude, it's not looking good. Oh, it's a very messy fight. Gante falls. And there's 2 players from BTR over there. Oh my gosh, Korean also gets knocked down. Now it's a Rig versus Optimus. It looks like they're trying to finish off Korean. Yep, it's a 1 versus 1 in this hallway. Oh, that's actually the end of BTR. That's actually quite amazing. Got taken down by AST, but in the end, what's the price that they have to pay? They're down to 2 players, 1 needing that revive, but I think they'll be good to go. DRS, they're in the water, and they're gonna be punished for that. Nia gets a 1. I think XMPL will be next sooner or later. Let's see what happens next, because we're down to 5 teams. DRS, Control, Hora, ASC, and DRX vying for this 4th winner chicken dinner for today.
It's top 4, ladies and gentlemen, and somehow Sky is still alive. How? My main concern is how, in all of this in all of this open area field, this guy has stayed alive for some reason. I need answer. I don't need the match to end. I need answers at this point. Even right now, look at that. That grenade went over there. It did a lot of damage. He was on the minuscule HP, but because of the fact that he had that booster on, he survived it. He also survived the second grenade that went over there. Tribero Messi finally gonna be in the way and take down Hora Esports out of the equation. Now, with the 4 elimination, Kinotrope is also here with the 9 elimination. Down to the soul. 1 more first aid kit to the guy. Rig is also getting some shots, but now Kinotrope, there's no hope to save you guys. There's no hope to get that revive done. Okay, finally he actually managed to get another healing done. So now from this point on, it's over. As Rig gets the final nail in the coffin, Kinotrope gets eliminated. Tribero Messi, DRX, and looking at the fact, I think Tribero Messi might just take this lead for themselves. They might just take the winner of a chicken dinner for their name, as they are a duo. They are a 2-man squad. And the opportunist situation looks really good for these guys. We don't know for sure what's going to happen unless the fight starts to occur, unless the engagement starts to happen. But Rig so far, once again, going onto the mountaintop, going down. It's a 50-50 water and to the land ratio. So I'm thinking it's about time we will know it into the match, state number 8.
And what Treb Aramcy can do right now, since they have numbers advantage, they have to stick together, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're not giving DRX the opportunity to pick themselves out. You know what, like divide and conquer kind of thing. And Nia is playing the long game, being very patient. That goes the same with Yante and Rig from Tribe Aramcy. They're waiting it out. I mean, if you get kicked out of this map, that's already at least 6 points guaranteed on the placement, but still 4 points difference between them and the winner chicken dinner is a very big. So you can see why these guys are waiting it out despite it being quite a while. So I think Nia is going to be forced to move really soon. Yep, oh my gosh, actually picks off Rig, but in the end still Still, Tribe Aramasi wins. Even with that, they do have the numbers advantage, and they won this winner chicken dinner.
Oh, yes. It's a winner chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And then an amazing end that we just witnessed.
Yes. Okay, that was a pretty good win for was a that was a pretty good win for Tribe Aramasi, and yeah, it was also like a good run for the rest of the teams. And once again, this was a Sanhok. So you know what? It was a good play. It was an unorthodox map, so there were a lot of surprises coming in for this map. So you know what? What I'm really excited to watch later on is probably the overall rankings, because I'm sure BTR finally beat DRX, and they have a lot of points coming in from this map.
I mean, yeah, right now we do have to see what's going to happen at this point and how many points are they going to like have for themselves. At this point, the amount of engagements that the team had, it was good, it was amazing. But still, one thing that we do have to see is how well the overall ranking is going to accumulate because of this. There's Tribe Messi, they were top 3, top 4 with the winner chicken dinner on their like time. It's about time we do see it, how it's gonna affect overall ranking number 3, ladies and gentlemen. 6 eliminations, 16 total points, 1149 is the damage, 14.4 kilometers of the distance, throwable used of 8. With this, Tribe Messi is going to be on the top.
Wow, Tribe Urbacy finally getting ranked number 3, and with a lot of effort with that too. I think they're in the past few maps they've been really consistent, and they're slowly but surely climbing up their way. And so with that, our chicken dinner winners, these are their individual stats. Rig with 4, Gante with 2, Delta and Trix, they have 0, but I think they got picked off quite early and they didn't make it to the end. It was Gyante and Brig that were kind of like walking around for the rest of the time. So these are their stats: 661 damage coming into Brig, 366 for Gyante, and well, Delta 122. And fortunately, I think Trix got picked off like on the go, like on the run. Maybe they landed with their parachute and then immediately got sent to the lobby, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, this is the match summary.
Yeah.
59 total eliminations, 3 grenades, airdrops 1, vehicle eliminations 1, 5853 healing done, and 322 meters for the longest eliminations. That's the match summary for our Sandhawk map for J number 2.
Oh yeah, this is the match summary, ladies and gentlemen. We did see a decent number of survival time going around. We did see the longest elimination distance to the E-Arena's player. That's one thing to be really good of. Even E-Arena got like eliminated on hashtag number 7, 8 maybe at that point in time. So having the MVP, like longest elimination distance number is a great thing. It does add up a lot to the players, but going into the MVP for the match, it is none other than Example from the DRS's side. And as you can see, as you know, how well this guy has accumulated all of those points for himself. 6 elimination, 910 damage, 68 is the highest, longest elimination distance that he's going to have at 18 minutes of survival time.
Impressive stats for our DRS Example. 6 eliminations. So yeah, this is the damage graph AST with 1149. I think this is Kidotrope with 9 eliminations and 1802 damage. DRS with 9 eliminations and 1615 and damage. And DRX, I believe this is a 4 eliminations and 394 damage. And yep, this is the match leaderboards. AST 16 total points from this one map. Kinotrop coming in second with 14 points, DRS with 12, DRX with 10, BTR with 10, Hora and Team Secret with 7 each. Noshim Red Force and Yangon Galacticos with 4, Arena with 3, Alpha Gaming with 2, 40 and R8 with 1, VPE Bloods and A1RG. Unfortunately, didn't get any points for this match. But of course, there are 2 more matches for today and a whole day for tomorrow. So there's a lot of chances to catch up.
Oh my God, a BTR at this point, it's amazing. It's amazing. Still 95, still on the very top. That's huge. That's amazing right here. You know, staying consistently, even after the day number 1 to the day number 2, almost to being on the edge. Number 1 position, it's a very big boy decision that these guys have done. They have been consistent throughout. DRX 93, 74 for the Triber Messi, 72 for the Team Secret, 70 for the Alpha Gaming, 64 for Hora, 61 for Yangon, 59 for DRX, 58 for Irina, Kinnertrope 48, 41 for the 4 Thrives, DK with 40 alongside of Bluz, A1 RG having 39, 38 for the R8. Vampire with 31, and last but not the least, it is Namching's Red Force with 24 points.
And we're very nervous because BTR and DRX, it's not over for them on the top of the leaderboards. They are once again only 2 points away from overtaking each other. So there's a lot of tension over there, but of course, top 3 to maybe the bottom of the first page, there's also a lot of things that could potentially happen there. A very volatile overall rankings, and there's a lot of things that can happen, especially since there are 8 more maps to go on this tournament. In fact, we have 2 later on. That would be a Miramar map and also an Erangel to end the day. So, you know what? This is going to be really fun. We see BTR, they've climbed up just a little bit, but DRX will definitely not let them, go. Will not let them go so easily. So, we're going to be finding out what's going to happen later. But before that, we will be going on to a short break, so stay tuned.
Look, seems like the pool party's got some fierce-looking guests. The Smog Zombie and Spitter Zombie have been added to WoW. They're not easy to deal with. Don't miss out on this summer showdown. We might need a janitor to come clear up the battleground. Hold on, an old friend from Winter has come to join our party too. How epic! Start creating with these new objects. The creator page now has a co-creation wallet feature, which displays your detailed creation earnings. Stay tuned.
Is the gloves with teddy, the headband, and also the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god!
Don't know how to summon a Transformers bot? Watch this video to learn how. To summon a Transformers bot, you first need to obtain a Space Bridge Beacon, the Neon Outpost's core crate, Astro Den's winner's crate, and supply shops are guaranteed ways to obtain a Space Bridge Beacon. There is also a chance to obtain one through other means. Neon Outpost Premium Crate. Search supply piles. Space Bridge entrance. Classic area themed crate. When the sky darkens at 400 seconds into the match, you can equip the Space Bridge beacon to the throwable slot and use it. Place the beacon before the Space Bridge entrance's time limit in the upper right corner of the map ends. It must be placed on a flat surface. Then, at the end of the countdown, it will summon Optimus Prime, Megatron, Transformers upgrade materials, or a supply crate to your location. Dive into battle with the Transformers and experience never-before-seen combat.
The highly anticipated addition to the Mummy series outfits is here. Paired with the new Ice Tomb Glider, the Polar Spectrophage set is just what you need to freeze your enemies. Or send them ablaze with the Inferno Fiend set's new upgradable Chain Inferno Uzi. All the Mummy outfits are back. Get them all. Join now and collect the whole series to turn all eyes on the battleground. Event period, July 10th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025.
And we are back to PUBG Mobile Training Ground, and this is day number 2 out of 3. We just witnessed match number 4 in Sandhawk with the victory of Tribe Embassy, and of course we'll be moving on to match number 5 really soon. And we are still your casters. My name is Annie, and Torix is with me. So Torix, what can you say about this tournament so far?
I mean, Annie, it's been going great. The aggression that we are seeing with the teams, the amount of absolute phenomenal gameplays that they have done with the absolute bonker styles, it's going great. I mean, I love this. I'm not complaining on this, the amount of aggressions. But one thing that I do want to see is the fact that the teams do multiple drop locations, right? So clash drops by multiple teams. 2 teams, 3 teams going straight up head-to-head against each other. That's the kind of gameplay that I really, really want to see tonight, at least in today's matches. But aside from that, yes, the teams have been playing steady and on the aggressive edges. So it's good. It's decent. The next thing is that it's a Miramar. It's a Miramar once again. We are officially into the match number 5. In a short while, ladies and gentlemen, we will be taking the flight. But we do have to see what that, in fact, Miramar is gonna like bring us, what the Miramar is actually gonna do for the teams and all that. So these minuscule factors on how teams drop, how teams like rotate, play their safe drop locations, or take an very aggressive location. That's the 4 things, in fact, that matters the most. These are the fundamentals that the teams actually need to survive and to take a decent amount of fights.
Definitely. And well, this is Miramar. It's gonna be quite a long map as well. And if we're gonna follow the pattern later on, there are probably gonna be some early game engagements once again later on in Miramar, and then maybe stretch out to maybe a 28 or 29-minute game. And once again, this is match number 5, and this is still day number 2. So you can expect a lot of these teams still have a chance vying for the top 5 if they really put a lot of grit into it, into these last few maps. So day number 2, everyone's still taking it seriously. Maybe day number 3 until match number 4, they'll still take it seriously. And then you'll expect maybe there were some throws at match, 17 and 18, the final 2 matches. But right now, we're going to be expecting everyone to do their best in Miramar. Typical Miramar. Lots of deserts, not much hiding places, lots of rotations, lots of vehicles coming in and out. It's going to be interesting. And, well, it looks like, just taking a look at the map schedule right now, it's gonna be a wrangle that's gonna be ending this day. So, you know what? Let's just kick back and watch our very usual, our very classical maps, these Miramar and then Erangel later on.
I mean, there's the Miramar and the Erangel after that. It's only these 2 matches that's going to be played, and everything for the day number 2 is dependent upon this. It depends on this match, on how the team's going to dictate their next momentum for the match number 6, the match number next, Erangel. So, however the Miramar is going to be played, I think we might see the similar pattern in the Erangel as well. But yes, so far 2 days have almost passed up, right? We have almost seen 2 days completely on the edge side. And the one team, Bigatron, I don't know how they have managed to like secure their top position for this long. Like, we saw them, yes, okay, on the very top. We talked about it at the very start that, okay, it's only going to take 1 or 2 matches for them to like pass over. And they didn't play that good. Right, they didn't got the chicken dinners. They were not in the top 5s, but somehow with 5, 6, 7 consistent elimination or the total points to their name in the past few matches, they have made sure that even if the gap is really low, the gap is still there. The day number 2 is almost still to their side, to their name. They're still not out of the equation. They're still not like overtaken by any team, and they're playing it very, very consecutively throughout the matches, critically joining into the match, making sure every single moment that they're doing, they count. Not joining the rondo, not counting the rondo. Rondo was one of the match where they instantly got like decimated early on.
And it's really interesting because BTR, yeah, they joined this day number 2. At the start of day number 2, at the end of day number 1, they were the top team with about 80 points. There was a comfortable gap between them and number 2. So they could cushion basically the falls that they had for like the past few matches. But there were 3 whole matches and that came in where they didn't really do that well, and there was even one point where they had 0 points. They got picked off so early on, and still managed to not let DRX overtake them, and then are now sitting, I believe, with 95 points in rank number 1, and DRX has 93 points, just 2 points shy away from being overtaken. And so that's pretty good. There's a lot of perseverance coming in from Bigatron by Vitality, and it's so great to see them like holding on to the rank number 1. But it's not gonna last long. They have to step up and try to get as much points as possible, or eventually they'll get surpassed by some other team. If it's not DRX, it's probably one of the teams in the top 3 below.
I mean, if BTR did not get a winner chicken dinner in this match, we can safely assume that, okay, they will be taken away from the overall ranking, the number 1 position. So it's going to be a very difficult situation. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to take too much more of your time. We're going to take you straight into our match in number 5, the Miramar. It's a Miramar, ladies and gentlemen, and let's see what's going to happen in this one, how the teams are going to play it up, how the drops are going to affect all of the momentums for majority of the players. So far, it is, you can actually see how the teams are going to play it off, plane line wise, literally all the way to the truck stop, going from western to eastern side, and somewhat bisecting the map down into the very mid. It's good. It's really decent, but at the end of the day, it's one thing that the teams will have to decide if they want to go for the aggressive approaches like Picado, the Los Leones, and Martin. I can already see Hora Esports trying to go towards the El Pozo side, and nobody's close to them.
Very interesting drop points from these teams. There's a huge cluster just to the west of Los Leones. I think also the yeah, definitely Picado. Oh, we can see in the screen, I think there's another team going against a 4 Thrives. There's a purple team, so that's probably like DRS or something. Or was it Blues? Yep, it's Blues actually. Someone from Blues is on the red, needs that revive as well. So 4 Thrives, still 0 eliminations. They have a 1 team member knocked down, but all the while somewhere out there in the map, Nongshim Red Force gets a 1 knock as well. So this is going to be interesting because there are 2 different engagements coming in. It looks like 4 Thrives and Bloods is like having a bit of a ceasefire. They're just resetting real quickly, and you can see there's still SMGs coming in and not that decent of guns, and I think he just ran out of ammo. So well, they'll have to put away that gun for now. Very running out of ammo. This is the problem with early game engagements. You're so limited with your resources. It's practically like half skill and half luck coming in. So with that, Bloods and 4 Thrives, let's see who wins this. And from the other teams, I think R8 is also in trouble, and EA, I don't know if they found an engagement or they just like took fall damage, but Blues definitely, they've already lost 2 players, and 4 Thrives already has those 2 eliminations on their name.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. They have those 2 eliminations to their name without even a single casualty. That's one huge thing. This time, 4 Thrives is doing good. The initialization is good, but the execution is what's going to matter. You initiated the fight. You got the 2 players eliminated, right? Now, it's time to execute it, get it to up to all 4 of them without losing a single one. That's where the execution is gonna matter the most. Voke is in the back with the Thompson. He's low on that HP. You can see one of the players from the team Bloods constantly moving from one direction to another. R8 Marth for some reason nading him own self. Okay, that's unique. I'm not gonna say that's bad, but that's unique at this point. But another grenade going on. Voke being taken down alongside of being instantly obliterated. R8S waiting for the opportunity as XZY gets Damar down. Now Prestige with the crossbow. In fact, not the crossbow, with the explosive bow. He's going for the fight. He's done some damage on towards the players. Now face-to-face tough fight. S12K wins it out. And Namshing's Red Force making short work of these guys, even though the team R8 managed to secure one of the players with the Namshing Red Force. They're not gonna sit idly. They're not gonna let this go. They're definitely gonna go for the revenge. And 8S, Odd 8S It's all up to the single individual player. And Namching's Red Force, they can push on.
This guy's name is like S period. But yeah, R8 down to their last player. And they're getting stormed by a whole squad in the ground floor. So not looking good for them. But they're holding out. I think the other team's overthinking and they definitely do not want to lose any more players on their side. But yeah, Nongshi Red Force, they're gonna be storming in with 3 players and yep. Takes a lot of damage. Yep, did not stand a chance absolutely by the 3-man push that they're going in. Now, they have nothing to worry about now. It's R8. They got wiped out. And they walk away with 1 elimination. Okay, that's fine. But still, it could have been better. But now, we're down to 13 teams, actually. There's Blues that got eliminated. R8 as well. And I think there's 1 team that didn't join after all. So, you know what? Let's see what happens now.
We do have to see what's going to happen at this point, from this point onward, in fact, because the top 13 teams, we joined with 15 teams in the match, and already out of those 15 teams, one more number has already not joined into the match. Yet out that so far, he is slowly approaching BTR, the name that is on the very top of the leaderboard. Is right now in face-to-face against the Yeta Uta. Yeta Uta using the bolt action. Not getting any connection. There we go. No connection whatsoever. Now moving back. This is not the moment. This is not the time to take that fight aggressively, as it's a BTR. If you get eliminated, they're securing their top position at least for today's matches as well. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Namching's Red Force versus DRS, I do believe. So as Namching's Red Force's flare, 1 player gets knocked out, we will have to see who's going to be responsible for that, and it's Killer YT. There's a Kinotro against Team Secret. The Springs, they're not going to connect. Wait a second, GK got a connection on him.
Yep, the connection, but unfortunately their prey gets away, and so GK, they'll be going back on the reset. Team Secret, however, I think they're gonna be lounging about in this place for just a little bit longer. It's a good vantage point, but they'll have to keep on moving. They're quite far from the circle. But yeah, DRS Gaming, they're also up here at the elevation. We can see Nongjim Red Force's beanie is still up and they're running. Oh, it looks like Kinotrops taking out players from EA as well. And EA is still standing. Yep, they're down by 2 players, but Kinotrope, they do have 1 player that needs that revive. So Kinotrope walks away with 2 eliminations on their side. And I think for everyone else, they'll have to start worrying about rotating into the play zone. So that's exactly what's going to happen. DRX over here, 1.5 kilometers away from the safe zone, from the play zone rather, and so that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're not gonna find any more engagements. Unlike Kinotrope, there's EA at the distance.
Oh, DRS. Now Yeta Uta is down. It's a casualty going around, but Binny, that was a Molotov. Still survived. The player's alive. The grenade's gonna go, and no connection. Oh, come on. Killer YT. It's your time to shine. Throw those grenades onto the player's face, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. A Cyclone grenade made a connection. It's Binny down, and down to the last guy of Namching's Red Force. It is XZY. Super far away into the backlands. You can see him possibly onto the other side of the road. Into the minimap, you can see that he's completely out there into these small compartments that is on the other side of the road. So whatever DRS is doing right now, trying to find out the players, they're not going to find anyone as the player's not even remotely close. Urina versus Kinotro. That's another fight that's happening into the proximity. NC2, he's here. Binny gets eliminated by the hand of Cyclone. And with this, DRS, that's, I do believe so, second elimination. Yes, second elimination. Third one waiting if Namching's Red Force gets eliminated. But Killer YT, you don't want to make any kind of assumptions. You don't want to push it anywhere without having the solid evidence of where the players are. Killer YT is gonna have 18 eliminations throughout this whole, I'd say 9, in fact 10 matches that have been played so far. And on top of that, 3,532 damage with 4 assists and average survival of 12 minutes. This guy survived averagely in the 9 minutes, 9 matches when 12-minute marker. Joker is here looking straight up on the Kinotropes. Tam R gets a knockdown. It's an obliteration confirmation going around. Now, Arena with this one elimination, they're like, okay, we dropped the momentum. We shattered the momentum of Kinotrope. Now it's time to just get out of here.
And it's quite a mess considering the fact that we haven't even crossed the 10-minute mark and we're already down to 46 players. So this has been fun. Nongshim Red Force down to one last player with only half their health left. The arena still standing, by the way. They did lose 2 players early on, but they are still up and kicking. But Kinotrope is lounging about in the ground floor outside of their building. So you know what? NC2 is gonna go ahead and try to get something out of this, and Joker's also out in the field to try to crawl in and get some eliminations on their side, especially against King Trope. And I think, yep, definitely Team Secret is trying to join in on the fray. They're trying to see if they can get that third party dessert coming in with Kinotrope and EA, but unfortunately everyone's playing safe for now, even Team Secret. Yep, Sirius trying to throw some warning shots, but not gonna be connecting.
Not connecting right now. That's the thing. And I mean, whatever you're doing, the amount of eliminations that you're getting, the shots that you're connecting, if it's not making any difference, if it's not like depleting the other person's HP or forcing them to use the first aid kit, you're not doing it right. So you have to know like what you're doing at this point. You have to be very precise on your aggressive stances and everything. But Secret so far closing in on Kinotrope. You can see them on the other side. There's also Arena from the different proximity of the Lost Leonis actually pushing on, closing in. We will have to see if that push is actually going to be effective or it's not going to be effective for the players, as there's 2 teams, Kinotrope, Secret, they're up against each other. There's the Molotovs going around, GK moving back, but good Joker, come on! No! You missed out the golden opportunity that you could have had to get those eliminations, and now with this, the sprays that's occurring, it's still not enough, but NC2 from a different angle, finally managing to get a knockdown on Kinotrope. It's Arena from a third-party angle, coming up, getting those eliminations on the player. Oh, Molotov.
Oh my gosh, GK is still alive even after all that. I think they nerfed Molotovs for some reason because it's just not doing its job. But yeah, the good thing is they're still alive. Oh, Ozizan is gonna be in trouble. Yep, there we go. They get finished off by Jenki, and Ozizan does get finished off. And NC2 and Joker are still alive despite all of that. They're back in the buildings, and they're trying to see if they can get an angle that's good enough. But Sirius finally gets a finale, and that's the finale for Kinotrope to be saying goodbye as the 13th team. Now we're down to 12 teams and 43 players left in this Miramar map. We're 12 minutes in. We're probably still halfway through the game, maybe just a little less than halfway. But looking at the mini-map, it looks like there will be another team coming in. I believe this is Tribe Aeromasi that's about to join in as perhaps the 4th party.
I mean, if they can, that would be amazing. That would be phenomenal. But I really want to see those third-party, fourth-party fights to occur into the proximity, the fights to like actually engage and everything. I want to see that. But so far, it is, ladies and gentlemen, the 4 thrives that was on our screen a while ago. Now, slowly, steadily, Alpha Gaming, Refus, he's shooting, not getting any connections. There we go. Once again, changing the gun, changing the loadout, and making sure that his position is not over-aggressed upon. But NC2, 1897 with the shotguns. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is another guy that's going on. Aggressive upon on the players. The grenade going on NC2, but he's still surviving. He's still alive. Not over-pushing. There we go. NC2, 2 seconds, 1 second. He's going to throw that grenade. Nobody's going to get hurt. And he just successfully, wasted another grenade.
Successfully wasted another grenade. But those bullets were doing their jobs. SE2 trying to see if they can get any bullets against Team Secret. I think Team Secret's in trouble. There's only one player left that's still up and running. That's actually GK, who is currently, I believe, they're like running into the blue zone. So that's not a good thing to be. Because, number one, well, you will survive against E-Arena, rather give the elimination to the play zone rather to E-Arena. But still, you're going to be losing your squad really soon. Frankie goes down. They just have to, oh well, play zone does get shrunk. But yeah, basically, Jackie is still alive. I don't know what their plan is, but definitely if they want to stay alive, they'll have to go ahead and cross that blue zone. But Irina will be waiting for him.
I mean, isn't that the whole point for the E Arena at this point? They want to wait out for the opportunity that they can get themselves with those elimination numbers to their name. So far, it is Triber Messi on our screen. Now Secret moving away. GK finally going on the other side of the area. Rig is here, ladies and gentlemen, in the circle in a good position. 21 elimination, 41-74, and now the fight is up against the Yangon Galacticos, the table toppers, versus the number 3 position team.
Absolutely. Oh, we're looking at Tribe Aramacy right now. I mean, 0 eliminations so far, so they haven't found anything like any potential engagement just yet. But I think that's gonna like change really soon because BTR is to their west. I think there's another squad in their southwest as well. Actually, there's a lot of squads nearby. So this is stage 4 circle. There's a lot of things going on. Vampire Esports coming in, trying to get those kills as well. Hora gonna be joining in on the fun, but they're all the way to the north, quite far from everyone else. And DRS is spread out. They have a lot of control over a huge amount of area. So, you know what? We'll just have to wait and see. VPE, let's see how they're faring. It looks like they do have a 1 elimination on their side. And they're scouting the area to see if they can find another. But they'll have to watch their backs because there's a lot of squads in this mini map.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. That's the whole point of this area. And even this, like, particular vicinity, the state number 4, it's kind of on the very, I would say, decent position or kind of like a very aggressive stance. The teams have to be very careful on what they're going to do, right? The teams have to be very precise from this point onward. The state number 5 is not going to be good for them. The state number 5 is actually going to put a lot of pressure, a lot of difficulties for the players, for the teams. And if they're not like wary of their surroundings and their location, it's gonna hurt them. 4 thrives just like that. They get a knockdown on their angle. It's a knockdown going down. APGs also going with some confirmations, getting some eliminations for the teams. You can see 11 total teams still remaining. Vampire almost receiving a lot of casualties, but a good job, well done. Newsy looking at Yangon, and Yangon versus Newsy. Let's see what's going to happen.
Boom. Is that a smoke? I think it's just a smoke, but yep, YG is there at a distance. They'll also have to worry about everyone else in the eastern side of them because it's quite messy. I mean, this is a stage 5 circle, and there's still 37 players standing, and that's 11 teams. And we're not even in placement point territory yet, so there's a lot of bad things that can happen at this rate. But VPE versus YG, they're just trading players after the other. Looks like Lazarus will need to be revived, but on the other hand, YG as well. I think that goes the same with them as well. Yep, actually one after the other, YG is losing their players. I don't know if this is going to be a wipeout. No, not yet. It's not a wipeout just yet. They still have 3 players. One that needs a revive, but they are slowly but surely losing a lot of health. Ooh, Newsy is getting shot at by Alpha Gaming. Potential third party in the bag, but third party, there's a lot of people, so that goes as well. And Hora is also joining the fight. They were at the northern part, but I think they caught up with everyone else. So this is gonna be really messy. But despite all that, still we still have 34 players and 11 teams left.
I mean, Annie, right now, it's so going slow paced, right? Finally, the Miramar is going actually like the Miramar, where we do usually see it go slow, 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 and it's finally happening. Finally, we're seeing the Miramar going to its exact pace, right? On the slow side. Slowly and steadily, the teams will be forming to each other, close to each other, but that's the thing. As soon as they're gonna do that, the stage is gonna force them to like close up against each other. That's when the whole explosion's gonna occur. That's where the most of the fights are gonna start to occur. As Fourth Rise, No Fear versus Hora Esports. In fact, it's happening. Fourth Rise, Hora Esports. Sky Hora gets knocked down. Example is also been taken down by Hora Esports as a third party, and all of these facts and figurines that's happening. It's going amazing into the area. So everybody, these 3-4 teams in this mini map, you can see how well they're close to each other. They're absolutely crushing each other and getting as much points as they can possibly can for themselves. Fourth Rise is down to the last guy. Vampire, you can see 2 eliminations, but 4-man throwing a grenade onto the faces of the players, but no connections. Vampire, be very careful of what they're gonna do.
Definitely watch your step at this rate, or you will be eliminated, and that goes to show. Well, after the other one after the other, we're down to 8 more teams because there were several eliminations just now. And look at Pegatron by Vitality throwing those grenades. 4T getting eliminated off completely. Unfortunately, BTR still with 2 eliminations only. But the good thing is we have crossed the placement points mark, and one after the other. It looks like YG will be going down as the 7th. Vampire Esports doing quite well. They have 5 eliminations, and I think they might get their 6th sooner or later if they can get, pretty much DRX. They have that free kill in the bag. That's their 6th point. And Newsy is up in this wall. There's a lot of danger outside, but well, it's a high risk, high reward. This is the fun part. Not fun for the players, but this is gonna be the fun part for everyone watching, because I think there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed, especially since that circle is gonna close in, and there's so many people outside gonna be hit by that blue zone sooner or later.
I mean, right now, 17 players and 6 teams. That's going around. It's absolutely crazy. Staying number 6, and we have not seen this amount of teams going on in this area. In any of the matches, it's been 25 minutes, and the match usually tends to get over with, right? But now we have 6 teams, 15 players into the proximity, into the small of a radius of the circle. Bigatron Vitality still alive, 4-man squad. Vampire Newsy also getting a lot of damage on him, but Optimus taking down Delta from a different angle, unknowingly helping Vampire Esports right there. Let's see, Lazarus is here on Zen XS. He's here as well. So we do have to know what's going to happen and how we are going to see this revive being occurred. You have to heal. You have to get that revive as soon as possible, because if you don't, it's going to be a very hard-hitting factor.
Yeah, definitely. But I think they got that revive in the bag. Bigatron by Vitality. Ooh, that was a lot of health lost by Optimus. It was pretty much almost ground zero at that rate. Well, that's a lot of grenades. They have a lot of resources. Kyurine, you better throw that and pretty much say, yep, I'm still here. And we have grenades too, and we want some of those kills. Oh, Optimus actually kicked the bucket just now. They are now out into the lobby. And so BTR down to the 3 players. ASC, that goes the same as well, but unfortunately they couldn't find any kills just yet. VPE, however, after falling off for several maps, they finally found their footing and got 7 points and some from the police points. Oh, Bumblebee finds VPE, just as I was saying. Vina falls. There's another player, I believe that was Onzen. who's getting shot at, but fortunately they're still alive. Lazarus out in the open. I'm getting nervous for them. Newsy is hiding, however, within the building, so they're a little bit more safe. And yeah, let's just watch. BTR Delta. Oh my gosh, Tribe Aeromissy will be joining the fray as well. I mean, 0 eliminations. They're out for blood. They need those points. And so that will be trying for those like elimination points. And so let's watch. There's like 4 or 5 different teams congregating in this area.
Oh my god, a vampire going around Newsy, falling down, no way. The amount of aggression that he could have pulled off here, close to the area of the players, it would have been nice if he had straight up went for that aggressive stance against DRX's Nia, but he chooses not to. He went back, got together with his team member, now AST. They're also receiving a lot of eliminations, and now as they stole, I do believe so, that was a steal of elimination towards the side. And because of this, that's their first elimination. If they constantly do this, I think they can still manage to squeeze out 3-4 eliminations. But GK, Secrets is GK on the top of that compound. He's the solo guy. If and only if Tribe Aeromissy manages to get him down, that's an instant another elimination to their name.
One more elimination. Okay, Kyurine with the grenade as well. AST's Delta. I mean, oh my gosh, Kyurine, I believe that was their last grenade. So they definitely will have to like save that a lot. No wonder they were so hesitant to go and throw. I was like, you know what, just throw it, man. And then I saw the stats and then I'm like, wait, I get it now. But yeah, I think they're going to be storming in. It's a little risky and they are out of bounds from that circle. So they have to tread carefully. But still, 11 players all southward of the circle, and none of them are going into the play zone. So this is gonna be interesting. And Lazarus, and they all have anti feeds right now. Oh, Jakey gets taken down by No Fear from Hora, and that's the end of TS. Now we're down to our last 5 teams. Ooh, gosh, No Fear Hora is still alive, the last person standing for Horror Esports. Vampire Esports still standing, DRX still standing, BTR still standing, AST 1 elimination finally, still alive.
I mean, I kind of love this kind of aggression. There we go, Newsy, finally putting the end to Nia's destruction right here on the hashtag number 5. They get eliminated. Now, Vampire, duo, Hora, solo, BTR, a trio, and Tribe Aeromissy with a trio as well. But these 2 teams, Tribe Aeromissy and Bigatron, they're right next to each other. Look at the cycle, Annie. All the northern place is completely vacant, right? All of the teams, on the other hand, they're at the south side, just completely submerged against each other. They're clustered. One movement, one wrong placement, one wrong foot, even on the enemy's territory. That means you're getting eliminated at this point.
Absolutely. So, you know what? Let's just watch. 4 teams left and 9 players remaining. No Fear is definitely Fury for their lives. And the best prospects right now would be either BTR or AST, each having 3 players. Hora, there's a chance, maybe, if they hold out until like there's only one left, like one other team left. And you know what? Everyone else will get eliminated off. But the biggest like chance of the winner in chicken dinner would be probably going to BTR or AST. VPE, they had a good run. They finally have 8 eliminations to their side, and Lazarus is still up in the running alongside Newsy as well. And they're being antsy all the way in the open field, so they're kind of just waiting for something to happen. But all the while, everyone else is playing it safe. Yep, no Vihora throws it grenade. Oh, wow! Wow, that was crazy. He actually hits Lazarus and knocks him down. Let's see if the second grenade will do any. Ooh, almost Newsy, almost got knocked down. Hora.
It's over.
Wow. That's so cool. No way. It's actually Hora versus BTR right now.
Oh yeah, it is Hora versus BTR, and BTR is about to secure a win over a chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen. Because of this match, they're gonna reign supreme onto the very top of the leaderboard once again. But 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, before the next circle stage comes up, before even that, BTR finally puts the nail on the coffin, and it's over. It's a winner chicken dinner for the BTR. 4, maybe 5 eliminations, but the chicken dinner, the 10 points of the winner chicken dinner, that's going to help the most for all of these players. At this point, the amount of survival that they secured, the thing that we talked about, that the BTR really needs a winner chicken dinner in this match, they finally heed that call. They took that winner chicken dinner, and with this now I can safely deduce that even after the match number 6, nobody's going to be taken over the BTR.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that because they actually managed to rack up so many points from that Miramar map. So BTR, they probably heard everyone cheering them on. The first few maps today in day number 2, they kind of fell off, even sometimes, not getting any points. But now they're coming back up, they're climbing back up, reclaiming their place in the top 1 on the overall ranking. So I'm really excited to see how far they have gotten, because I think DRX also got like a pretty decent amount of points, but I don't know where the gap is right now. But for everyone else, I think Horror Esports did really well as well, and Vampire Esports finally got a lot of points on this map, and some placement points as well. So with that, I'm actually really excited to see what the statistics will look like, especially for these teams. This is Miramar, our last Miramar map for day number 2. There's only one map left before day number 3, so they have to, make the most out of it.
Oh yeah, it's Erangel now from this point onward, the one and only default map for the teams to play. And okay, I said DRS needed the chicken. Now I said Hora needed a chicken. Let's see if this prediction is going to come true. If Hora is going to be able to secure the winner chicken dinner in this match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Bigatron by Vitality. Overall, hashtag number 1. You can see them now going into the individual stats. 3 elimination, Bumblebee, 474 damage. 3 eliminations, Kurin with 406 damage. 1 elimination to Ryzy, but 582 damage. Who hurt this guy? Who stole his kills? Who stole his elimination? That's my question. But Optimus has also 206 damage with no elimination whatsoever. So there's still the facts and figurines of 0 elimination, the decent amount of damage. It's there. Going into the match summary, 56 elimination, 6 grenade eliminations. Okay. 5 airdrops, 0 vehicles, 9,269 healing, with Reefus coming as the longest elimination distant player, 309.
Beautiful stats coming in, and you can see the healing done is at 9,269. That's probably where all the damage went for BTR. So much damage, but not enough eliminations to show for it. So with that, you know what? The survivability is there, the damage is there. It was a pretty interesting match to watch, although it took a while for it to end. And yep, this is the damage graph. BTR but got 7 eliminations and 1,668 damage. Hora coming in with 8, just 1 more from BTR, and they have just a little less damage with 1,625. And I believe this is Vampire Esports with 8 eliminations and 1,492 damage. Team Secret, 6 eliminations, 1,130, and so on. And our MVP of the match will be from Horror Esports. That's No Fear 911. Total eliminations of 6. Total damage of 926. Longest elim of 203 meters. All of the stats are impressive. Damage, almost 1,000. Longest elim, that's a huge snipe coming in. So, you know what, Horror? Torx is rooting for you, so you better do well.
I mean, I love this. I love the fact that even though Hora was not able to secure the Vinavina chicken dinner, they still managed to get that MVP for themselves at the very least. BTR now with 17 total points, 7 eliminations. The previous one, Hora Esports with 8 elimination, 14 total points, 13 for the Vampire, 8 for the Team Secret. There's 4 thrives with 8 points, 7 out of which are the elimination, 7 for the DRX. And going into the overall leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen, DRS, DRX. Both names, BTR in fact, not DRS, BTR and DRX, both finally taken that triple digit points for themselves. 102, 112 for the BTR, DRX with 100, 80 for Secret, 79 for Schreiber Messi, 78 for Hora, 71 for APG. There's 63 for EA, Yangon with 62 alongside of DRS. So at Kinotrove 50, 49 for Fourth Rise, Vampire 40, 40 for the DK Bluz. R8 has 39 alongside of A1RG, and Nam Shings with 27.
It looks like A1RG didn't join the previous match, and DK didn't join day number 2 at all. Nongshim didn't join day number 1, so that's basically what happened within the teams. Miss some fights, and you'll be missing out on points as well. But I'm really happy to see BTR finally putting a 12-point gap away from DRX. And of course, for DRX, for getting a lot of consistency and managing to put 20 points gap away from Team Secret on the third place, which has 80 points. Now, this is where it's interesting. 3 to 5, it's only a 2-point difference between Team Secret, AST, and Horo. So this is going to be interesting. There are 7 maps left to go in this tournament.
Yes.
And, there's still a lot of things that can happen. BTR so far, they managed to keep their number 1 ranking for 5 matches in a row today. Although they fell off a little bit, they still hung on. So it's pretty impressive, Zorix.
It definitely is pretty impressive, getting the number 1 on the day number 1, securing that number 1 position for the whole of the day number 2. It's great for the BTR, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, before heading into the match number 6, the last match of the day, we're going for a short break. Do not go anywhere. Stay here, stay with us. Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button as well, and we will see you after the short break.
Autobots, roll out! This planet reeks of weakness. Your courage reignites my spark. We'll crowd a new load of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Come check out WoW version 3.9 during this blistering summer. But watch out so you don't get blasted by ink. The new Ink Blaster fires ink in multiple different colors. Like other firearms, it deals damage, but it also splatters anything it hits with ink. Look at how much fun they're having. Look, seems like the pool party's got some fierce-looking guests. The Smog Zombie and Spitter Zombie have been added to WoW. They're not easy to deal with. Don't miss out on this summer showdown. We might need a janitor to come clear up the battleground. Hold on, an old friend from Winter has come to join our party too. How epic! Start creating with these new objects. The creator page now has a co-creation wallet feature, which displays your detailed creation earnings. Stay tuned.
Is the gloves with teddy, the headband, and also the tail. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god!
Don't know how to summon a Transformers bot? Watch this video to learn how. To summon a Transformers bot, you first need to obtain a Space Bridge beacon, the Neon Outpost's core crate, Astro Den's winner's crate, and supply shops are guaranteed ways to obtain a Space Bridge beacon. There is also a chance to obtain one through other means. Neon Outpost Premium Crate. Search supply piles. Space
I'm hearing you.
My bad, ladies and gentlemen. My bad,
Yeah,
ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
here.
It happens. It happens. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of this for multiple occasions. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the PMTG Training Ground Nepal Pro. We are here to conclude our very final match of the day. That is the Wrangle, the one and only resetting map. But on the desk, it was me, joined by Annie. None other than Annie. But yes, Annie. I was saying that final match, if all of the teams are joining, 16, 17 teams, that kind of will put a lot of pressure on the aggressive stances because they just had a very slow-paced game.
Yes, absolutely. Well, this is the last match. But on the other hand, these teams, they've been playing really seriously for the past 5 maps in this day number 2. So I'm gonna expect maybe it's gonna be the same energy over here in match number 6 in a wrangle. And the fact that it's gonna be a wrangle, it's gonna be our default map, so everyone just knows what to do over here. They know all the drop off points, they know the corridors of every building inside of this map. They know like the bridges, where all the lakes are, where all the structures are. You know what, this is interesting because compared to maybe this uncertainties in Sanhok and Rondo, Erangel is basically home for them. So you know what, may the best team win and get as much points as possible, especially for top 3 to top 5. They're only like 1 or 2 points away from each other. So there's a chance where if you just do slightly better than your opponent, you can shoot up like 3 or even maybe 5 ranks up the leaderboard. So very volatile, very interesting overall rankings, and I'm all up for it. This is gonna be their last chance for day number 2, and tomorrow they have 6 more maps, so they have to make the most out of this.
I mean, they have to make it count. No matter how you look at it, there's no time to make the mistakes that they might have done into the previous matches. There is no time to do that anymore. If you make a mistake, you're gonna pay it up really badly. You're gonna pay up for that mistake from that point onward. So Wrangle is one of the match where you'll have to make the least mistakes. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the match. It's 2023 PMGC playing a finish, not 2024. My bad, I'm wrong again. It's 2023, but going into the plane line, it's Western favored? No way. From Primox all the way up to the Severny region. This is going to be a very insane thing now, as Primox to the Western region, to the hospital, to the Georgia pool. That's a different story.
Yep. And this is gonna be a really fun. It will be a really fun flight path. I mean, on the western side of this line. I mean, there's just so little choices over here. There's Hospital, Georgia Pool, and Jarkey, and that's it. And then towards the eastern side, of course, there's still a lot of places, but towards multi-power plant and perhaps like all the way up to farm, it might be a little hard to reach. And it looks like Alpha Gaming will be landing once again in South Dakota military base. And everyone else, I mean, there's a quite a huge cluster towards hospital. So this is gonna be interesting because we're already seeing on our screen, this is Vampire Esports versus DRS, so fresh into dropping off. So you can expect they're gonna be walking around with like Uzis and lots of SMGs, lots of not very good guns coming in, and they'll have to do their best in order to get all those eliminations and pretty much literally, quite literally, fight to the death, because there's only one squad that's gonna come out of this alive, especially for the fact that DRS has already lost to their players. Yeta Uta and Example already down Cyclone on the red, and Killer YT is hiding for their lives. I think there's like a potential deliver here. Up one versus. Oh, he actually puts Vampire Esports down on the dirt. That's crazy.
Love
and yeah, that's actually a full elimination. We're down to 15 teams, I believe.
Oh, we are down to the 15 team, ladies and gentlemen. We have GK, we have Gyro, Sir from Bloods fighting good now. At this point, GK is finally going to get that elimination to his name. It's a confirmation going around. But Secret at the northern side of the Georgia Pool Northern City. There's a lot of compounds to cement yourself into, to hide yourself into. So it's definitely going to be a surprise for anyone, for anything to come out, pop up from one window, take you down, to get into another window, take another one down. So be very careful whether you're approaching the situation for yourself or not. But I do believe Bluzz Esports is down to these last two players. As yes, Team Secret has 2 elimination. Yangon Electricos is watching them from the container side. The western side city is being overtaken by E-Arena's player. Going to the Pachinki, we see Kinotrope. School, it is A1RG. Then Rozok City, we have Rozok with another name towards the area. But so far, this is the only place that can potentially have the fight, and that is Bluzz versus the Team Secret.
Very interesting. I wonder if something will happen anymore, because of course Gyro and Wokai, they're already eliminated off. So that just leaves Axie and Tamang for the rest of the map, the rest of Erangel, if they ever survive. But this is going to be a little bit hard. Looking at the guns that Axie has alone, it's going to be hard to go looting around, especially with a Team Secret circling about like vultures. This is going to be hard to get those resources. So, pretty much all Bluzz can do is kind of like wait it out, see if they can get some pickoffs, and it's gonna be hard, but it's still possible. And for everyone else, it doesn't seem that we're seeing any more other engagements all around the map. So I guess we're gonna be sitting this one out until there's an engagement that'll pop up in the kill feed.
I mean, unless we do get a knockdown, the rest of the fight is going to go kind of into the stalemate. Maybe the players are going to find the Bluzz's player. Maybe the Bluzz will take 1 or 2 casualties against the Secret, as they're kind of desperate to find out where the enemies are. Going into the DRX, QXZZZ, Big Papa. Both have different buggies, both have separate buggies. They're moving away. Nia, I'm not sure if this person has a buggy or not, but if it does, he does have a car. He does have a vehicle. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Axie finally throwing a grenade. A Molotov comes into the way, and Axie gets lit up straight with that Molotov. Once again, moving backside. The grenades coming on. Both parties getting some slight damage on them, but not enough. Not enough for that elimination or the confirmations. But we do have to see how this fight is going to initialize and come to a conclusion, as a Bluzz is finally being aggressed upon by Secret. It's 1897 versus the DBS in a hand Plus, you have to jump down. You have to go to your opponent, your own teammate, in fact, and get into the cover. But XZ finally at the very ridge of that first floor. Oh my god, in the middle of air, he gets taken down. It's Tamag, the final hope, the only hope for the team, and the players are rushing upon. That's 2 players of the team Secret pushing on and getting those elimination. Plus official out of the match within the blink of an eye.
Well, that was quite an unfortunate end, but I think everyone kind of like expected it, especially since Team Secret has the information. They know there's like 2 other people lounging about, and Blues, they didn't have the resources to defend themselves. But coming in as a third party, potentially, there was another squad. But over here, we're looking at Henotrope versus I believe it was DRX rather. DRX is right there at the distance as well. This is a potential engagement later on, but it looks like Kinotrope Gaming will be trying to get a better positioning before they try anything. But the fact that they know DRX is over there, I'm pretty sure they'll go ahead and have to try to get those potential kills, potential engagements, potential eliminations, rather. And so with that, Pachinki's gonna be battlefield in a few minutes, but for now, it's just crosshairs out, trying to see if they can get pickoffs before, committing to this engagement.
Oh my god, it's Kinotrope so far in Pachinki. And on top of that, the Pachinki's church side finale not moving too much, but I do see someone at the outskirts in the minimap, right? So that's one fight that can possibly occur, possibly can happen, but I'm not sure if it will happen or not, because the amount of players, the way that these guys are playing kind of safe, it might not be possible. But here we go, Namching's Red Force, both parties versus 4 Thrives, getting each a knockdown onto another. Naki getting XZY finish, and at the same time IQ gets finished, so it's a trade-off on both sides. Now Doc, he's gonna throw the smokes. He wants to get those loots. He wants to loot that crate. And oh my god, at this point in time, I don't think you should be doing that. I genuinely think you should not be doing that, and you should be focusing on locating the other enemy's opponents, on where they are and how you can actually